this undress. I'll try to make this day perfect. I swear I'll make it time. You don't gotta be alone. Stay right here and now I'll be here with you, staring at the stars. Summer's on. You don't gotta be alone. Stay right here and now I'll be here with you, staring at the stars. Summer's on.
Smile on my face, oh you're oh so funny. Comme des garçons, no my tea so sunny. Well you told me that you like me, you should know I like you too. You know the sky's the limit, get a table just for two.
You don't gotta be alone, stay right here and now I'll be here with you, staring at the stars. Summer's ours. You don't gotta be alone, stay right here and now I'll be here with you, staring at the stars. Summer's ours.
Now we're there. Now we're there. Aha! I don't know why everything keeps messing up all the time. It's little bugs. Okay. I'm a little bit wound up, but I suppose that's not a bad thing, right? Let's see. Let's finish this dice bag. And then we'll move on to some tooling that I need to practice. Ouch. So I'm making a phone case and I'm trying to do this basket weave. And then it'll have the shell border. So I need to practice that. Sting bugs. 'Tis the season. Get everything pushed back out of my way here. So we don't need any of that. Where'd you go? Where did you go? Let me drag my head to this side. Badook. And then give you let's see, I'm gonna be sewing, so I need to show you my awesome Transformer shirt. Okay. So, here we are. Living it up, loving the day, and everything it brings. Except for the nuts. I'm a little more wound up in this music, so we'll see if it lasts. Either the music or my energy. One of the two. One of the two. I don't know. Let's see, first thing I gotta do is gotta figure out my spacing so I know what hole to start with. That one goes in there. That one goes in there. And then let's put in our back stitching, which is doing nothing except looking pretty. Up a little bit more. Get those to lay beside each other. And I find the most tricky thing about starting your stitching is getting the right tension started. Because I have done it where the tension wasn't the same tension as what I normally sew with, and it looked a little blocky, I guess. But I also nitpick my stitching because I like it to look good, but at the same time it's something I enjoy. So I just like to take an extra second or two to make sure it looks pretty. Now I believe this is when I introduce the green part. It's always hard too to get a loose piece started because you're trying to hold it, you're trying to pinch the thread and get everything lined up where you need it. All the while not stabbing your fingers. to stab my thread. Kind of acts like it, but it's not really gonna hurt anything. I mean, ideally you don't want to stab your thread, but I mean, things are gonna happen. Things are gonna happen. Hey, T-Bot! Yes, I'm making a dice bag in this style this time around. If I can hold it right. So let me get the finished one, and you can see what it's supposed to look like. Alright, so I don't know about the length of this yet. I don't know. Anyway, there's a snap, and then there's a leather cord that keeps it shut. I think I showed you this one last time, or somebody made the comment last time the snap seems a little fussy, but if you don't have a snap, then there's a giant gaping hole that looks weird. So anyway, you undo your knot, and then this opens up into a little dice tray kind of thing, and you can't see it. There we go. So that would be, it's almost like a taco shell. Not a taco shell, a taco salad shell. That's about the size of it. I mean, I've got pretty good sized hands. And so yeah, your dice would roll inside there. And it's super quiet. So anyway, that's what we're making. And then to close it up, you just grab your leather and just go beep, and then snap it, and then just put a little simple overhand on it, kind of keep it good and shut. Yeah, this is a very typical design. I'm going to practice. Where'd it go? I had a piece cut out. There it is. So I've got another piece of the center cut out, and I'm gonna try doing a basket weave on this one because I need to practice my basket weaving. And I have, this is my basket weave. It makes so this is my good one right here. There it goes. So that's the basket weave I'm gonna attempt to put into it. And then this is the border. So it'll look I'm going to focus again, please. Please. Swear this camera. There it goes. So I'm going to try and recreate those three right there. Actually, those two look really good. So it normally it normally looks like that. Get some more light on it maybe. There we go. That's what it normally looks like. But I added an extra beveler that kind of put those kind of detail marks on it. There it goes. Kind of like that a little better. So that's what I'm going to attempt on that. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to get this one finished first, because I hate all these half-done projects sitting around. Because I need to practice the basket weave, because there's somebody waiting for me to make them a cell phone case. And I'm not entirely super comfortable with tooling the basket weave just yet. I mean, that's literally all I've done practicing. Trying to figure out which hammer to use, how much pressure is too much, what angles work. I'm not very good with my angles yet. Trying to get it to impress evenly, because it tends to tilt. But that's basically due to my hammer and the way I swing it. So I'm hoping to practice that a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. So Tiamat, what have you been up to lately? I started following your Instagram. Your stuff's nice. Very cool. I like the designs. I like that you're using wood instead of like a traditional, like a bookbinder's board or Davy board, or like the papers. I think that's really cool. If you ever want hand marbled paper, I do have some that I work with a artist that I got started into it. So if you're curious about the hand marbled paper, I have some. It's not on the website or anything, so it would have to be like an exclusive showing. Or I could send you pictures with my phone, because my phone takes way better pictures than this camera does. Am I even holding it right? Not really. I think I moved it for something. There we go. And when I'm pulling down on both the threads, I'm just trying to keep equal tension on all my stitches, because this leather is so thin that if I try and pull it opposite like you normally would for veg tan or something, it really warps the leather, because the leather doesn't have much resistance. So that's all I'm doing. So I'm just pulling the leather straight down, or not the leather, the thread. So I'll put in about 2 stitches worth, and and then just give it a little pull. So when I bought my new hardware for the Traveler notebook that we made last time we were here, this one. How you doing, Crackerville? So I still don't have the hardware because it is in the mail, and I got 3 different colors coming. So I am excited to see the new colors. I got gunmetal. Told you to do it. Well, I thank you for that. Gotta spend them points somehow. Lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, the hardware. Yeah, so I got gunmetal, which is a really cool distressed black. I've got antique nickel, which is like a distressed silver. It's not that bright chromy nickel. It's the more dull kind of matte color. I'd say it's more of an old world finish, which is what I tend to put on everything. Like this snap is an antique brass as opposed to just a regular, like a regular shiny brass, you know? Woo, leather stuff. How's it going, old drum? Haven't seen you in a while. I'm gonna be practicing some tooling later on after I finish this. This shouldn't take too much longer. Just gotta sew this side on and lace it and snap it and get her done. So it's one of these style dice bags. This one's flat because it keeps getting smashed and there's nothing in it. There we go. Maybe that's what it looked like, more full of boon and coin. But anyway, that's what this is gonna look like. It's got the fake embossed alligator. Get my mouse off of that. There we go. Oh, nice. I don't mind lurkers at all. I've just come to embrace the fact that this is just gonna be a lurker stream. And I gotta say, that's been helping my mindset a whole lot. Because, you know, not everybody always wants to chat. And that's great. Half the time, I don't even want to chat with myself. I just want to do my leather work and be like, yay, that was fun. So, I think I said this last time, that half the time I feel like a lurker in my own stream. Come on, man. Get in there. For some reason the leather doesn't like to lay flat around these corners. I'm kind of wondering if that's why some people just make a flat strap instead of this. What shape would you call this? Would you call that a roundabout shape? Because you come in and then you gotta drive around the roundabout and then... I do have extra needles. Hey, Tissa girl. How are you tonight? A roundabout. I don't know, that's just the image that I get in mind for this center shape here. It's like, what shape do you call that? All kinds of people hopping in tonight. Anyway, Bill, yeah, I've done that before. I've even tried with safety pins, but I find that I get tangled up on them, or if they're exposed needles, then I end up scratching myself, or stabbing myself, or all these really bad things self. And I could use my stitching pony, but I just don't like it. I think I'd rather fight and argue with the leather than make it easier on myself. Maybe. I don't know. I'm always like, how in the world are you supposed to hold this? But anyway, I'm kind of wondering if it's not more feasible to just make this a flat strap as opposed to having this flared out point. Now I know that the flared out point is like more, what's the terminology, like more visually stimulating for shoppers. Not really, let's not say shoppers, let's say users. Because, I mean, yeah, I'm making stuff to sell, but that's not, it's not the end game. The end game is to make stuff people want to use. But it helps too if I can actually hang on to it like I normally do and be able to get a good grip on it, because then everything stays out of the way. I've not been doing a whole lot this week other than working lots of different lots of hours of work, and then being pretty mentally drained when I come home. Because my new machine it gets cracking. Just like Cody, she gets cracking. She has headphones on, she can't hear me. Oh, yeah, I see. Anyway, I say that because I have seen people make them with a flat strap. Almost like a belt strap or something. I'm still trying to figure out my style for it. This is the sauces pattern from his Discord. So it's like, I'm just going to try it out. See how I like it. Not entirely sure that I do. Trying to figure out like what I don't necessarily care about it. I think it's partially these bins right here. But at the same time, I'm kind of being really nitpicky. And I shouldn't be that way. I should just enjoy my process. But I just like to do a really good job. So, there's that. And I am by no means a perfectionist, because I strive to not be a perfectionist. There have been times where I purposely messed up a single stitch because everything was looking like really, really super good on it. And I'm like, I don't want to have to hit this expectation every time. I've gotten lucky that it's all came together so nicely. So I purposely had a stitch kind of cross over a little more than normal. It's pretty petty, I know, but at the same time, I was able to have a clear mind about it. But anyway, that's what I did to fix that situation. What is going on? Okay. And it's at this weird point where it's hard to hang on to. But again, I'm just as awkward with a stitching pony as I am just holding it. So I think what the deal is on these curves, I think it's my stitch spacing not completely lining up. Oh, yay! My wife hung out with some friends this weekend. I found my bandana I lost. It's one of those, kind of 3-4 inch wide, Now I will try and fix a stitch here and there. If it's like really badly obvious. But again, I don't like monitor every single little stitch and make sure that it's not twisted or anything. Does anybody want to feed Pedro? He was complaining about being hungry. Apparently it's supper time for cats everywhere, even the digital ones. I am having to fix some of these because I'm holding it at a weird angle. Yeah, I honestly think it's the stitch holes, just not lining up, and they're bunching up a little bit. I think that's the problem. There you go, buddy. Yeah, I just need to, like I say, I'm still trying to figure out like how I want to approach these dice bags, because part of me would like to just have a complete circle for this part, and then just like figure out a way to center it, because I know I think that's why it's in two parts, is so you can center it and all that. But like I say, I'm having trouble right here with the stitching not 100% lining up. And there's probably a couple faults with how I'm doing this. A, I'm not gluing it down, so that could be a big problem. The second thing that could be the problem is I'm punching this part and this part separately. So that could be too. Does that show up? So right now I've got this like disc. Can you see it right here? There it goes. It's like an air bubble. Right here. So it's like bunched. So I think I just need to play around with trying to glue it down maybe, and then punching it straight through both parts at the same time. Because I think if I try to do it as one giant circle, I think I'm gonna have a real hard time finding center if I don't like have it on the pattern, which I don't have a pattern for this size, but I could easily do it with a compass or a ruler and a needle. So I could make it all one piece, which would make it easier, but then on the inside you wouldn't see this part. But two, if you're rolling in it, the dice wouldn't hit here either. So there's like trade-offs, you know. I don't think it's very noticeable, at least not to the average person. Now, if I was doing this like competitively or in a contest or for like some huge D&D player, then I would definitely get this issue lined out. But I think for now, I think the best option is just gonna be to glue it down and then punch the holes. The only part that I'm scared about gluing is like the glue seeping out or getting too much glue. But I think for the next one, that's what I'll do, is try gluing it down and then going that route. So at some point I'll make another one of these out of this thinner leather and try that approach. I only have 2 glues. I've got the one that seeps out on me the most when I'm doing stuff is this one that I use all the time, the Phoebe's Leathercraft cement. Anyway, it's a wet PVA glue, and sometimes on my like journal pockets, if I get it too close or too much around the edges, it will squirt out. It's not the end of the world, but it's just, you gotta clean it up and make sure you don't like accidentally spread it on top of the cover, because I've done that before. And then you have to make the decision, do I just let this sit there and then try and pick off a huge glob, or do I just go ahead and clean it up and then accidentally drip more glue over the rest of it, which I've done that before, and then clean it up the same way. That way at least the mistake is like consistent over the piece, like it's supposed to be like that, even though it's not. I think that's only happened one time, that it was like really bad, and it was a very large journal, one of my larger journals, like around the size of the captain or something like that. Come on, little buddy. There we go. All right. I'm happy with that. So something else I'm trying to do, and I was doing this a while back, kind of fell out of it because I was having some hard, stressful stuff happen and just kind of fell out of the practice. But I'm trying to get back into the positive mindset, not like the overkill joy. You know the people I'm talking about. Like, I appreciate those people, but it's not me. Yeah, I have some of Weldwood, the DAP brand. I haven't used it too much because I'm just kind of intimidated by it a little bit. But with some of this, some of the new projects I'm doing, I'm considering contact cement more and more. I'll tell you what, it's the equivalent of like the first time I put this texture into some bison leather. I really could not get myself to do it, because let's see. So here's a piece that I have not done anything to. So that's just straight off the skin, and then this is the distressing that I do to it. Somehow I ended up with a line all the way across it. Anyway, yeah, the first time that I distressed this, I was like, oh, I really don't want to do this, but it's gonna look really good if I do, so. Plus, I live in a really small house, and I have to be careful about the glues that I use. Because I sleep here also, and I don't want to like gas myself out. So there's that. Did you make popcorn or something?
I make popcorn?
What'd you make?
Make anything. I made my gummies. Do you smell something?
I just smelled something. I didn't know what it was.
Maybe Panther farted.
Maybe.
Probably a cat fart.
Maybe.
Mine smell like roses, not popcorn.
But anyway, yeah, there's just a lot of things that I need to experiment with right now. But yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, this side is worse. It's got more of a pucker. But this side does dome up a little bit. This side you can really see it, but I honestly think that just gluing this and then hole punching it will be the way to go. So let's put our snap in it. It's right here, actually. What song is this? I do not recognize it at all. Extreme beats. Cool. Let's see here. These might be a hair thick. think I had trouble with these last time I tried to use them in this thin leather. Yeah, these are, I think these have a shorter shaft on them. I just don't like them as well. They're not, yeah, it's a little shorter. I just don't like them as well. They don't, the metal is a lower quality and it doesn't set as well. Like, you don't always get a good roll. But too, this leather is a hair thick for this stuff, but I can't find snaps that I like for thinner leather, because these brass ones I got are actually at line 20 and they're still too thick. But I've got some that are line 16, but my setter doesn't fit it. And I have yet to find a size 16 setter. Hey, Queen Chick! Thanks for the follow. Welcome into the chill zone. We're just hanging out. Gonna try and attempt to set some snaps on this here dice bag. It's a fake alligator. I say fake, it's embossed. Some sort of chrome tan embossed thing. I don't know. Trust me, if it was alligator, if it was a real alligator, I would not be using it necessarily on this dice bag, because alligator is a bit expensive. At least for my taste. Try to go slow on these because, like I say, they don't like to set well. So, we'll see. Could be sheep. I don't know. Say, there's my notorious non-focusing. Oh, there it goes. Anyway, I don't know what it is. It's one of those bargain buy things. And I totally did not look and see if that was the right side that I just set. Oops. Come on. Apparently this needs a slightly bigger hole. slightly bigger one. Let's see here. I don't remember what size that was. We'll try 2.5. That might have been a 2 that I used initially. There we got a hole. There we go. No, that was right. It's this larger. Whoa! It's a hopping night. Like, we got people in here with making art out of potatoes? Like that's some of the tastiest art I've ever heard of, man. Like, the biggest question is, does it come with gravy? Oh no! Ah! Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is why I do not like my snaps. It's because pay good money for your snaps, because these snaps are garbage. Okay, so let's fix it. So, potato art. Gotta expose my ears so I can hear my voice. So, like, potato art, like, what were you making? Like, just talking about your art just makes me hungry. Like, we're gonna get there, man. We just gotta ease this out of the hole just a little bit more. Haven't been able to talk like Shaggy in like 6 months because I've been like having sinus drainage and garbage going on. So, like, it's good to be back, man. Thank you, Dreamin'. I can't remember if I've heard your name before or not. It seems like one that would be well known, but I don't know. So here's the thing that I always forget to do. I always forget to A, introduce myself, and B, tell you what all I do. But I'm usually pretty good about, like, interacting with people. Be like, hey!